And the 13 Atlas may have cryovolcanism happening on its surface. And this is very interesting. Let's try to understand what's going on. A new article came out about the 13 Atlas, which is this one here. I'll leave it in the pinned comment here for you to check out. And what is he talking about this time? What was the discovery that? What is this article reporting? Well, this new study suggests that 13 Atlas is not just strange. It may be a primitive carbonaceous, very similar, right? With the trans-Neptunian objects, which are those objects that exist beyond Neptune's orbit. For example, Pluto, right? A trans-Neptunian object. So they say that the 13 Atlas is very similar to this type of object. The scientists compared its spectrum with rare meteorites from Antarctica and found several very impressive similarities. And the craziest thing about all this, about this study, is that during the approach of 13 Atlas to the Sun, it showed signs of cryovolcanism, which is eruptions of ice and underground materials. So as this image is demonstrating here, the 13 Atlas may have had a behavior that is very similar to that of some moons here in the solar system. For example, Enceladus, a moon of Saturn, has cryovolcanism. So this may have been detected in the 13 Atlas as well. Just look how interesting. And so this cryovolcanism would explain, for example, the sudden brightness it exhibited after its approach to the Sun, the different coma. Also in the unusual chemical compounds. So this cryovolcanism would explain all these anomalies at once. In other words, that interstellar visitor behaves like a classical trans-Neptunian object. It's just that he didn't come from here, he came from another solar system, right? This discovery suggests that other planetary systems can form materials very similar to ours, even far from our cosmic neighborhood. So the scientists emphasize that future missions, such as the Comet Interceptor from the ESA, they need to collect direct samples from objects like this, right? The study of each of these visitors provides valuable clues about the formation of worlds outside the solar system. So there we have another important piece of data from the 13 Atlas, right? Another clue for us to try and decipher what 13 Atlas actually is, right? So it has characteristics very similar to trans-Neptunian objects, right? So when I have new information about Trans Atlas, I'll bring it here for you. To not miss anything,